Does life insurance make sense for retirement? And I tell you, when you go online, you get so much that says that this is the way to avoid taxes, to get off the grid, all this stuff. It's life insurance is the way to that. Are we hardcore on that? What's your thoughts there, Sabani?
I mean, unfortunately, people make it look like it's the next coming of Jesus. And while I do appreciate life insurance and some of its features, clearly it's not the right tool for everyone. And it's important you work with experts like ourselves who ourselves have access to experts to make sure you're getting the best policy and shop the whole market around.
Yeah.
But it's important to ask, what is it that you're even looking for? Do you want to pass on that money? Do you want to try and use it for tax advantages later? These are kind of discussions that are important to have with your advisor, right?
Yeah, a lot of times when you're using it for retirement, you've gone from it being an estate planning where you're generating money for people after you die to something that you can use for your retirement. Here's the problem I've seen. For the benefits to really work, you usually need to be in it a minimum of 4 to 5 years, if not 15 or 20 years
Yes.
before you really see the tax benefits, because those values being access that you can access them through what's called loans that are tax free, it doesn't really happen until there's been a number of years gone by in the policy itself.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, the policy gets more efficient as time goes, but please be careful of a lot of these bozos you see online talking about how you can just pull out money as soon as you put it in. That's simply not the
That
case,
no, I
unfortunately.
haven't seen a situation where that makes any sense. Now let's talk about Kyle Busch.
Mm.
He got a life insurance policy for retirement. He put in what $10 million into this thing,
Close to that.
and then he gets a letter saying that it's going to cancel unless he adds massive amounts of money more to
Hmm.
it. You remember that story?
Yeah, I mean, how would that happen though, Brian?
Well, I read about this because I'm thinking, because we do life insurance planning, when we don't think that this is the only thing to do. We think that it fits in certain cases, but in his case, what had happened was the agent set the policy up to maximize his commission,
Mm.
and then it was supposed to be changed later, and that was never done. And so the policy had the maximum expenses in it, and then of course after several years, it was going to fail.
Yikes.
And I think the insurance company, I'm not going to say their name, but they settled with Kyle Busch for $8.5 million. And I got to tell you, I don't think they would have settled if if it wasn't their fault at all.
Yes. And I mean, let's be frank, two-time NASCAR champion saying not so nice things is pretty bad publicity, but yeah, the important thing to take away from this is it's important you work with experts like ourselves who are really making sure it's structured right for what you're wanting of whether or not that's tax advantages later, passing on more money to your loved ones, long-term care or health benefit kind of stuff. That's the kind of discussions that we have.
Who was that coach that you were talking about earlier that did that plan that was just amazing?
Yeah, there's a Michigan coach. His name is Jim Harbaugh. And looking at some of the details of his case, basically the school agreed to pay in a few $1 million a year for this policy. And in exchange, he wouldn't really have to pay anything back until he died. Now, you may be asking, why on earth would someone decide to get paid in life insurance? And the reason is because as the cash value builds in that long run, then he's not really being taxed on that long run. That's literally millions of dollars of savings that he has compared to taxes he would need to pay, and his family gets a lot more money.
Yeah. There's a lot of benefits in life insurance, but it has to be the right thing for you, and you have to be able to spend the time to let it defer and build up
Mm-hmm.
for it to really work. If you get approached by an insurance agent that's trying to make the sale and claiming that we're doing retirement planning or doing off the grid, I don't know how a life insurance company is off the grid, but I guess they are. You need to really think twice about that. And there's illustrations that are generated, and if you can't understand the illustration, you need to get third-party experts, especially if we're talking millions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
You need to get third-party experts in there, maybe CPAs or other life insurance experts that you pay to help you evaluate whether that what you got is going to do what the way it's being pitched to you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that it's possible to use life insurance for tax-free retirement, tax-free death benefit, for long-term care insurance, things like that. But again, be careful in the planning to make sure that it's going to work the way it's sold. And like we said, if you're being told you can access money right away, I would kind of be cautious of that, because
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that plan. Have you?
Nope. No, we do a lot.
Yeah.
This so
All right. Let's talk next topic.
fantastic.